Good afternoon, and welcome to episode 21 of Becoming Her Anyways, the chaos that I call my life, otherwise known as this podcast. Um, this podcast today is coming real late. That's because I went to the gym. Yay. Went to get some groceries. I probably should be watching football, but if I'm being honest with you, I don't really give a shit who wins between Denver and the Patriots. I really would prefer Denver to win because I don't want the Patriots to get another Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm a Steelers fan, so public enemy number one. But with that said, I don't really care. So I'm going to watch it in a bit or after this, really. So, what I want to talk about today is survival mode. Yeah, living in survival mode. I've mentioned before that I wrote a book that I'm publishing. It's called Raising Them, Raising Me. And that first book is really my journey through motherhood and how I, broke generational cycles and healed myself through raising my daughters. And what do you do after you're done writing a first book and you set it off to publish? You start writing a second book. I mean, hello, obviously, there needs to be a follow up. The second book is starting to evolve way better than the first because I feel like I have a better idea of what I'm doing and like I just don't care anymore. I'm putting myself out there. And my second book, starts off with me moving out on my own with my boyfriend at 16 years old. And not looking back. But what I realized is that in that moment that I was really in survival mode, just surviving life, just trying to get by, just trying to make sure that, the bills are paid, food's on the table, that I go to school and make shit work. And what I've realized is that not everyone is in survival mode, and some of us are just trying to survive bigger storms. And other people, or not other people, but people who don't know what that looks like when like they have a pillar, they have a community, they have a team, they have a sport, they have a talent, they have something that, they can hold on to that is helping them through, you know, crap that gets thrown at them. Um, People who have that can be judgmental, not necessarily on purpose, but can be less understanding of all the person's broken pieces, and why they make shitty decisions. And I'm not saying someone that makes shitty decisions that like are bad influentially or that are horrible for themselves and you can't help them are people that you need to be putting up with. I mean, walk away. Like you got to do you and you have to make better choices. But walk away without judgment. Don't, put your opinion on those people. Some people just have had it rougher. Some people, like I talked about in the podcast before, some people are surviving, parents who had severe drug addictions, that they would wake up daily to their parents gonked out or some not even there sometimes, right? And some people, lost their parents. Some people have parents that neglect them, that have abandoned them. Some people, were neglected in ways that we shouldn't even, I don't really want to talk about. But some people just have it really shitty. And it makes it so much harder to make sound decisions and to not mask that pain with substance or an addiction of some sort, whether it's shopping, food, drugs, alcohol, I don't know, but anything like repetitive, right? So you know, there's those people that are just literally trying to make it day by day to day. And for those of you who have not been in survival mode or don't know what that looks like, just show some grace, be a little understanding, and don't be judgmental. I can tell you that both of my girls, they have not really seen struggles. My little one, I don't even think she's failed a test. I think she's gotten a bad mark for her, which is in the 70s, but she's never failed at. I feel like maybe she did fail at something, but then she brought it right back up. But she doesn't know pain. She doesn't know like survival. Everything just kind of works out for her. She's chasing this dream of becoming a recording artist, and I'm the one slowing her down because again, she hasn't felt pain. She's young also. There's other, variables that play into that. But my whole point is she doesn't know struggle. So when her friends make shitty decisions and they do know struggle and they are in survival mode, she can sometimes be less understanding. I don't want to say judgmental, but less understanding. And what I've seen from the world is that they can be judgmental. People can be judgmental. Fuck, we're all judgmental at some point, right? And we got to stop doing that. And we have to be a little bit more understanding of the people who are just trying to survive. Again, I really came to understand that that's been my whole life. And that's why I truly just want to live with intention now. I'm tired of just surviving this shit. I mean, we're all just surviving it really with all the stupid world choices that are freaking happening right now, or choices in the world that are happening right now. But I'm just tired of surviving the day to day, or not tired of surviving it. I do want to survive, but I'm tired of being in that mode. I want to just enjoy life and live with intention and just be happy and live free of judgment and free of judging others. And so my whole point is that most of us are just surviving this shitstorm we call life, and some people have it tougher than others. And when they do, they make shitter decisions because they're broken and they don't really know how to make those sound decisions. So, or they just don't have that sense of community or that pillar to hold them up, or that, that niche, that thing to hold on to. For a lot of kids, it's sports, right? And then for a lot of adults, it's their sense of community, it's their girlfriends or whatever, which is another thing I should drop in a second. But all that to say is that we just need to, for those people that are in survival mode, we just need to be more supportive and less judgmental, right? And more understanding of why people make stupid decisions. It's because they're just trying to get by. And, some of those decisions are shittier than others. And I'm not saying if it impacts you in a crappy way or if it's like detrimental, walk away. No one needs to put up with some bullshit. But we just walk away with understanding and no judgment, right? And then something else I wanted to just drop while I'm talking about this whole survival mode is, what I found, and I saw a TikTok the other day and someone mentioned it, and it was about life and life after commitment, when you're committing to like your significant other, typically marriage. This one was particularly about marriage, but I just want to say is when you move on to the next step, whether it's a career change, whether it's marriage, whether it's, in my case, moving to a whole different province. When you make those big, moves, hold on to your community. Don't cut off your sense of community. I don't know where I would be in life if it hadn't have been for my girlfriends, and like my guy friends, really, my friends, period. But like my girlfriends that like are my best friends. Like I said in previous episodes, I'm definitely a guy's girl. Like I get along with guys a lot better than girls, especially in like the work world or competitive world. But ultimately I have my best friends, and I hold on to them because I wouldn't have survived, and I probably would have made so many more shitty decisions if it wasn't for them. So if it wasn't for like Carol, I'm calling you out, Tracy, I'm calling you out, and Steven, I'm calling you out, like my lifers, my lifelong friends, and all like my old work friends and colleagues that I really bonded with, like, and just the girlfriends that have like, and guy friends that have like come in and out of my life, but I still, hold on to, and like my relatives and my cousins and my aunts and my uncles that I'm still close with. If it wasn't for you all and like that sense of community, I don't know that I would have survived all these years. So hold on to your sense of community when you make that next commitment in your life. Don't let them go. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today, was survival without judgment. You totally got this. I totally got this. Happy Sunday, y'all. Bye.